Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Bill Cope, VP for AGTEK. Bill, we met at Hexagon Live a few years ago where you introduced me to AGTEK and since been and seeing customers in the UK. But we're here today with the first user group in the UK, 30 plus customers there, and even more customers now using the system. Something you've done in America for a long time, people giving you feedback, but also an opportunity for people to share their experiences in it. Why is it so important that you're bringing people together and creating a community here in the UK?
Yeah, awesome, great. Awesome to be here and see so many of our customers turn out, especially since we've only really been in the market here for a couple of years and growing exponentially. But it's important to get that feedback and hear from them. We made a lot of promises in order to get them to buy in the first place. And so it's good that they show up and they have lots of positive feedback. But the market here is different than in the US. And so, we want to make changes and things we've been improving there, but it's actually more important that we get the feedback and hear what's working, what's not working, share kind of our vision and our roadmap of things that we're doing, and to make sure that that's on track with our customers and what they want. And so far, it seems like that's real positive feedback that we're getting.
Oh, it's interesting because I've spoken to some of your customers, and one thing they have said to me today is you listen. And I think that's really important. The most important thing about technology is making it simple. And I know it's the simple solution in the US, but
not just words. We live by that.
Yeah, but it is important that you listen to how the UK market needs things to be done. We are different, yet it's very similar types of things that we have to do. We all have to dig holes. We all have to build buildings and roads and things like that. And I think what's interesting about today is how I'm hearing about new technologies and the wider Hexagon group kind of coming in with this AGTEK circle in the middle that allows everything to feed in and out. That's really important, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, everybody hears about these new buzzwords, AI and different technologies and things, and scanners and, digital twins. There's lots of buzzwords around different technologies. And then, they want to know, what does this mean for us? What impact? And Hexagon brings a lot of these technologies together. And really this week is to come in, listen to everybody, get their stories, but then to share what does it mean that AGTEK's part of Hexagon, and where are we working on different things and collaborations, and what is that going to mean for our customers here that are using it? Because they want to know what's going to help them today, but they also want to know that what they've invested in is continuing to expand and improve and make their lives easier. So I think the feedback is really, it's not one way. We listen, but our customers listen to us too, and then that makes sure that we're all in sync and going in the same direction.
So what stuck out for me, folks, is people are using 3D machine control from the likes of Leica Geosystems that enables from the AGTEK straight into 3D machine control, earthworks model, simple process. But now we're talking about other Hexagon companies and the drones that people are using. Explain to me, what that's all about and what's the business and how does that work and come into AGTEK?
Yeah, that's great. So it turns out here we have several customers that are using our Reveal product, which was a collaboration with Hexagon and AI to basically classify these drone flights and paint a picture of equipment and trees and shrubs and stockpiles and buildings and things that you need to remove in order to do quick answers of cut and fill and progress tracking. And so you turn out that a lot of people suddenly weren't really aware that drones were that easy to use, or that there were solutions that were part of Hexagon and AGTEK that are already ready to integrate that and people doing it. So I had a couple of conversations already come up to me after the fact. They're like, oh, we didn't really know about that. We need to get on that right away.
Yeah, and this is the whole point about the community piece, isn't it? And I think for me, the other thing that comes out when you're trying to talk about technology, because it's a thing, technology, when we can see things physically and where we can see things from the likes of the Google Maps integration, but the photos and look at models and how we can change them, that's great. But when you talk about technology, really it's about helping people use it, isn't it? And that's another part of the program, the people piece. It's really important.
It's all about the people, absolutely. And so everybody has the same problems, and it's, yes, you can have technology and talk about it, but how do they implement it? What do they implement? How do they do it? And that's the piece where AGTEK, we're very close to our customers. Again, it goes back to that listening and knowing what they want.
Yeah.
But then when they throw in and implement something, that we have the technical skills and knowledge to deliver that and get their people trained up and get it incorporated into their workflows, and it becomes standard operating procedure instead of just something that we hope somebody figures it out somewhere else.
Yeah, and the skill shortage that we all face at the moment, folks, and it's getting more and more difficult. We're talking about how we bring new people in, the sort of digital engineers of the future, digital site managers and things like that. But it's also having that capability to have the training resource in country, which you've got here as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that was critical to get Gareth hired over here a couple of years ago, and he came up through the ranks, used some of the local technology, some of the more complicated surveying programs, so he could understand when somebody's talking to an account about implementing this AGTEK easy-to-use system, but I know where you're at and the tools that you were using, and I'm going to help you make that migration when you throw in with us. And I've heard that over and over too, again, that, hey, Gareth really understands our business and can help us understand where we're at today and where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
And that's critical.
And because everything's a journey when you're looking into doing different things. And probably we've also talked to people that are transitioning away from other systems that they've been using into AGTEK. And so that support, when people have just been using this way and just been doing it that way and they're comfortable with that right. Sort of change of behaviours and management, really important to get that through. And, I've heard about today, again, success in that sort of area. But the other reason why you're here is to sort of talk about what's going to happen next.
That's the cool stuff. Everybody wants to know what are you working on.
And so, we've seen the introduction of things like the utilities package, the underground package. We've seen the fact that you've added on more and more integration with the Hexagon business and their support. But, we talked about AI. Yep. And you've talked about sort of the vision for the future. What will people be seeing coming into AGTEK that is going to change the way they use it?
Well, I can't share all the things, so hopefully this isn't going out to everybody. It's just between you and me. But AI is kind of the buzz. So really the first foray we had into that was our Reveal product, to take laser scans or LiDAR or more traditional photogrammetry and classify these point clouds and then let you surgically go in and remove the machinery in the grass. And that's a great application for AI because it's really difficult for a person to do that. Yep. Now we're seeing that creep into things that we're looking at like, hey, these projects have lots and lots of PDF plan sheets. It takes time to line those up and get those set just right. Well, that's something that AI can do and go in with machine learning and coaching to do that automatically and then extract more useful data out of these PDFs. Like take the text and assign elevations from that or to the contour lines. So again, things that will go in and not replace a person, that's bad automation, but take the mundane, tedious task and let that be simplified through the software so they can then spend more time on decision making and risk assessment and things that really impact the business and how they're going to price a job.
And I think that's really important because, again, we've had another Brendan who came in to AGTEK, and I've been to one of their sites, early adopter, just won 4 jobs, big jobs as well for the business, using the system. And they haven't got time to do the mundane. They've got to deliver this projects and they've got to, get through the tender processes much, much faster. And that is what's happening, with the way in which they're using AGTEK. And then when it comes down to the details, I know PDFs, sometimes you get some really nice models, sometimes you get something that's really not, going to be used very well for an engineering context. Right. But when you can use the sort of tools that you're talking about to create something, and that's your starting model, and then help develop that through, it really sort of excites the customer who you've got to ultimately win work from, and that's actually what AGTEK's first goal is, to win work and then help deliver it, isn't it?
Help them understand the job, quantify it, and then assess the risk and price it and communicate that then to internally and with their clients. But it's a journey and an evolution of the products, and so AGTEK has always got to do things with the worst possible data. You got to make it user-friendly and easy. At the same time, while we're looking at these emerging technologies and trends, and then we start to adapt those, whereas some people miss the mark, they forget that what do I do when I don't have good data? And my new products, just based on this new fancy widget like AI, upload my plans to the cloud and come back with a bill of quantities and hope to God that everything's right. So that's not us. So we really do have a balance in that we're looking a little bit behind where we're at and where we're going, and keeping that in mind so that the products and changes that we make allow people to not have a disruption or hit certain limitations because they don't have the certain type of file or whatnot. But that's kind of driven us for almost 40 years.
And that's why it's called Dirt Simple Solutions, and that's why we're here talking to the people that matter, they're feeding back to you what they would like to see. I already had somebody say, I've got a list of things, and they've just talked about it more. And it's like, that's great, but the feedback and everything is so great. And it's brilliant to see the UK market from a standing start a few years ago now, and we met to having 30 people out there, there's 60, 70 plus more coming along, signing up big companies, small companies. It's just, working for everyone.
It's a groundswell. And honestly, for someone like me, I've been in this industry for 35 years plus, and it's all about the feedback that you get. People, you come here, you talk to them about it, they believe in you, they give you some money, and they bring it online with the hope that it does the things that you say, and then to get that affirmation that it's beyond our wildest dreams. It did more than we ever imagined. And then you continue to improve this and make it better, and that's why we have such a huge turnout here today, I think.
Fantastic. Great to see you as ever.
Likewise, Peter.
Cheers.